Today, we're diving into the world of coaching, but we're going to go a layer deeper than you might expect. We're exploring this idea that the most powerful, most transformative coaching, it isn't really about having the right playbook or the right techniques. It's about cultivating the right internal state. And that one shift in focus, from the outside in to the inside out, well, that makes all the difference.
So let's just start with a really fundamental question. What actually separates a good coach from a truly great one? I mean, is it their list of certifications, the number of clients they've got on their roster, or is it something a lot less tangible, something happening just beneath the surface?
You see, this right here is the core shift. Conventional coaching, it really zeroes in on the client's actions, their goals, their to-do lists, what they do. But this deeper focus, it turns the lens right around. It concentrates on the coach's presence, on who the coach is being in the room. And when that changes, the entire dynamic just transforms.
All right, so this brings us to the central idea behind this whole approach, which the source material calls the coach's interior landscape. Sounds kind of poetic, right? But it's a really powerful concept.
So what is depth coaching exactly? Well, you can think of it as an approach that's all about the idea that a coach's greatest tool is their own self-awareness. It's about expanding your own inner world, your understanding, your intuition, your presence, so you can show up and serve your client in a much more profound way. It's a total flip from the outside in to the inside out.
And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. A technique is just a tool, But your presence, how you show up, how you really listen, the energy you bring into the space, that's the environment where real change can actually happen.
And, this isn't some brand new idea that was just pulled out of thin air. Depth coaching really stands on the shoulders of giants. It draws wisdom from these really established fields like depth psychology, spiritual direction, and Jungian concepts. And the common thread here? They're all traditions that prioritize the unconscious, the symbolic, all the unseen forces that shape our lives. They've understood the power of exploring the inner world for a long, long time.
Okay, I get it. This might be sounding a little abstract. You might be wondering, so what does exploring my interior landscape actually look like? Fair question. Let's make it a lot more concrete and look at some of the actual practices involved.
So these are some of the core themes, and these are not your typical goal-setting worksheets, not by a long shot. We're talking about things like active imagination, analyzing your dreams, and even mastering the art of silence as a powerful conversational tool. These are all designed to help you access a totally different kind of wisdom.
Let's just take one of these as an example. Active imagination. It's a classic Jungian concept where you actively engage with your inner world. You learn to treat images, feelings, even physical sensations, not as just random noise, but as characters you can actually have a conversation with. It helps you uncover insights you would never, ever reach through logical thinking alone. Now, to make this even more practical, the source material offers a great little framework called PREP. It's an acronym for presence, reflection, exploration, and practice. It's really a cycle. First, you're fully present. Then, you reflect on what's happening inside you. You explore that landscape without judging it, and then, and this is the crucial part, you make it a consistent practice. And this isn't just a philosophy, it's a real structured discipline. The concepts we're talking about here are taught in intensive, self-paced, 12-hour courses. I mean, think about that for a second. 12 hours dedicated not to learning a new trick, but to deeply exploring your own inner world. It just shows that developing this capacity is a real craft, one that requires some serious time and effort. Now, when a coach really commits to this kind of internal work, something fundamental shifts in how they see their role. They start to move away from being a helper, and they become what's called a witness.
And this distinction is absolutely crucial. See, a helper, they feel this pressure to fix things, to provide the answers, to lead the client towards some specific outcome. But a witness, they operate from a totally different place. They hold space, they ask powerful, open-ended questions, they trust the process, and, maybe most importantly, they walk with the client, side by side, not out in front of them. The entire power dynamic is different.
So the goal completely shifts. It's no longer about the coach being the hero who comes in and solves the problem. The real objective is to create a space that is so safe, so present, and so profound that the client can access their own inner wisdom. The coach becomes a catalyst for discovery, not the source of the solution.
Okay, so why does any of this matter to you, especially if you're not a professional coach? Well, the truth is, the principles here extend so much further than just a coaching session.
Because really, at its core, this isn't just about coaching at all.
It's a template for more authentic human connection in any relationship, whether you're a manager, a parent, or just a friend. The ability to be fully present, to listen that deeply, and to hold space for someone else without that burning need to jump in and fix them, that is such a rare and powerful skill in today's world.
So, as we wrap this up, what are the big takeaways here? First, the best guidance you can ever offer to other people comes directly from your own self-awareness. Second, your internal state, your calm, your anxiety, your presence, it's not private. It directly impacts everyone you interact with. And finally, the most profound, most lasting change always begins from within. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought to ponder. If this work is all about exploring our own interior landscape, and the deepest change really does come from within, who then is coaching the coach? It's a question that reminds us that this inner journey is a practice for every single one of us, and it's one that never ever truly ends.